States across the nation are suffering from major budget deficits, and among the hardest hit is the state of New Jersey. Residents there pay some of the highest property taxes in the nation, the highest property taxes, and we're going to show you a little breakdown in a bit. Now, Governor Chris Christie is taking on the very powerful teachers union over how to close the budget gap. Here's a union ad, and this is obviously slamming the governor. Watch this.
Governor Christie, as a teacher, I know our children are New Jersey's future. So when I found out you cut funding for our public schools by $475 million, I got worried. Many local schools will have to increase class size, lay off teachers, and cut important programs. And the even larger cuts you propose for the next school year will make it harder for children to succeed. Governor Christie, please stop hurting New Jersey's public schools.
Well, the teachers union wants wealthier residents and small businesses to pay higher taxes to kind of close the budget gap. But Governor Christie tells Fox News the teachers can help cover the gap themselves with a pay freeze and benefit contributions.
You have the teachers union demanding 4% and 5% increases every year when inflation is at 1%. You have most of them paying nothing towards their health benefits when health benefits, full family medical, dental, and vision. Teachers get that from the day they're hired until the day they die. And most of them at no cost.
New Jersey columnists and pundits are comparing it to the battle President Reagan pitched against the air traffic controllers union back in the 1980s. And it has a lot of folks asking, who does the government really work for? Joining us now from Fox in New York, the Fox News contributor, Democratic pollster Doug Schoen. And down in Miami is Justin Sayfie, who served as spokesperson for former Florida Governor Jeb Bush. Great to have both of you here.
You.
Justin, as a resident of the state of New Jersey, correct me if I'm wrong, but the last time I checked, the governor is supposed to be working for me and my fellow taxpayers, not working for a union, not being strong-armed by a union, as many are calling it. Why has it taken so long for a governor to step up to the plate and say, look, we need to rethink things here, the way things have been going?
Well, as tough as health care reform or financial reform is, which we've been hearing a lot about this year, probably the most difficult type of reform is education reform. And that commercial that we just saw is evidence of that. The teachers' unions are a powerful special interest. They're a wealthy special interest. The president of the union in New Jersey makes over $250,000 a year. The executive director makes over $500,000 a year. This is a fight that Governor Christie's taken on. And I think that I hope that the voters of New Jersey and the taxpayers of New Jersey admire him for the courage that he has to do this for the benefit of the school system in the state of New Jersey.
Doug, Christie says they need to cut about $820 million or so from the budget. If the teachers, he says, if the teachers agree to this pay freeze, 1 year pay freeze, ultimately it will make up for that and everything will be copacetic. Some would suggest the teachers should be very happy right now that they're being asked for a pay freeze and not to be, just teacher cuts all around the board, across the board.
Well, Juliet, the choice in New Jersey is either pay freeze or lay off teachers, and I think most teachers and most residents would prefer that salaries be frozen rather than laying people off. But the larger issue is everybody has to sacrifice to get the budget in states like New Jersey in shape. Teachers, other public employees, and taxpayers. So it's a broad-based problem, and I think ultimately Justin's right. The teachers have to do what's right, as does everybody else. I
want to look at a full screen right now. The money that New Jersey taxpayers are paying in property taxes is staggering. Let's take a look at this. New Jersey comes in at number one, $6,300, just a little over $6,300 median property taxes. Connecticut coming in there $2,000 basically less. New Hampshire $4,500. New York $3,600. Does the teachers union have a leg to stand on at this point, Justin?
Well, it's really tough to justify. When you see those numbers, when you see how high taxes are in New Jersey compared to other states in the Northeast, it's really tough to justify that they don't even want to work with the governor to accept a pay freeze. Not a cut in their pay, but a pay freeze. And as you alluded to before, with unemployment as high as it is right now, there are a lot of unemployed Americans that would only hope that they had a job that would have a pay freeze. I think it's a really tough argument for them to make.
I think, Doug, this is going to be very interesting to see how residents residents, property taxpayers and so forth are reacting to this now that they know that the teachers are saying, well, we don't even want to pay freeze in a time when a lot of these taxpayers are unemployed, unemployment is high, we don't have jobs, we're losing jobs. I do want to show you something, though, very quickly. The fight is definitely getting ugly and it's getting personal. I want to read a quote. This was actually part of a memo that was sent out to residents. It's from Joe Coppola. He's the president of the Bergen County Education Association. This is sort of an offshoot of the larger union. Apparently, it was supposed to be an inside memo, but it hit the internet, and we all know how that goes. Basically, at the end of this memo, he says, "Dear Lord, this year you have taken away my favorite actor, Patrick Swayze, my favorite actress, Farrah Fawcett, my favorite singer, Michael Jackson." And then he goes on to say, "and my favorite salesman, Billy Mays. I just wanted to let you know that Chris Christie is my favorite governor." Didn't go over too well, as you can imagine, with the governor and his supporters. You know, this is probably not going to help. And by the way, Joe Coppola says he apologizes. He hasn't had a chance to talk to the governor. The teachers union, though, is not reprimanding him, at least not so far. Yeah. When I hear this again, I bring it back to myself, though, as a taxpayer. It kind of rubs me the wrong way, and I know a lot of folks feel the same way.
Well, Juliet, it rubs me the wrong way. Look, what we need here is shared sacrifice, because if you keep taxing New Jersey residents, unemployment will go up and people will leave the state. That being said, the issue is not teachers or education versus the rest of the state. It's everyone getting together and working together. And if I could leave one message with the voters and people of New Jersey, is there's got to be shared sacrifice across the board to work together, so it's not an adversarial situation. If we get that, there's a positive resolution. If we keep fighting, everyone loses, both the teachers, the students, and most of all the taxpayers.
And by the way, it's important to point out that a large portion of the property tax money does go towards the school system.
It does.
Justin, I'm going to give you the final word on this.
Right. No, I couldn't agree more with Doug. If I were a voter in New Jersey, I would support the shared sacrifice. And if I were heading the teachers union there, I would also offer up some shared sacrifice as well. I think that'll be a bigger advantage than with the voters. It'll make them seem more reasonable than the position they're taking right now.
All right, gentlemen, I appreciate you joining us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Rick?